Your conversations are boring because of three things. The first thing is, do you allow awkward silence to just linger and marinate? Do you allow awkward silence to just stay there? Or are you the type of person that is able to call out the awkwardness? Right? What do I mean by that? How do you even do that? Oh, did I say something wrong? Did I say something wrong cuz it just got quiet? Why is it so awkward? Dang, it just got awkward in here. What happened? Right? There's multiple different ways you can go about that, but I've recently started doing this where if it's a group of people and awkward silence starts to happen, I just call it out. Dang, did something happen? Why did it just get awkward? Dang, somebody arguing? Did it just get awkward in here? Like to get everybody back into the conversation, get everybody back into talking, everybody back into just good spirits, good energy, right? Instead of just sitting there in awkward silence, right? And you can even do that when it's just a one-on-one situation as well, right? Um, call out the awkwardness. It doesn't have to be that it's just silent. It could be maybe maybe it got silent and awkward because you guys are nervous. So call out the nervousness. You don't have call it out nicely. Dang, I'm kind of nervous right now. Are you nervous? I feel like my nervous energy is coming off on you, or your nervous energy is coming off on me. Something like that. Call it out so you could laugh about it, talk about it, and then move on from it. Right. The next thing is people don't talk about things that people actually care about. Right. So for example, you want to have a good conversation, start talking about relationships. Even if a person doesn't want to be in a relationship, they still anybody, by the way, it could be a friend, it could be a significant other, anybody. If the person doesn't want to be in a relationship, they still will talk about relationships. They still will be in tune, engaged in talking about relationships. Right? How do you do that? are you okay with your are you okay with your man going out by himself? Going out meaning going to the bars and clubs, blah blah blah. Are you okay with your girl going out by herself? How do you feel about guys and girls being friends? How do you feel about your girlfriend having guy friends? How do you feel about your boyfriend having girlfriends? Right? Bring up relationships. All those things start up good conversations. Right? Talk about money. Everybody needs money. Everybody would like to be making more money than they're making right now. Right? And if they don't want to be making more money, they'll tell you why they don't want to be making more money. Same thing relationships. If they don't want a relationship, they'll love to tell you why they don't want a relationship. Right? The next thing is people will share too much during a conversation. Right? So it decreases the quality of conversation because they share too much too fast. That's what I meant to say. Share too much too fast. So you may throw a bunch of stuff on somebody and it decreases the quality of the conversation. Right? Something I did today at work. I was talking to somebody about relationships. I didn't get too deep into anything with him. I told I told a 21 year old or a 20-year-old guy, we were talking about relationships. I told him that, yeah, me and my girlfriend go through issues. Me and my girlfriend go through some issues. We have issues, and here's how we resolve these issues. So I gave him how we resolve our issues, but I didn't tell him what the issues are. Right. So some part of him could be, so he's listening to me telling him the how I resolve the issue, but he's also probably wondering if my issues are the same as his issues, similar, right? So then so I told him my little bit of stuff, and then he felt that He felt that he wanted to share, and he shared some of his issues that him and his girl was going through, right? And he didn't share a lot, by the way. He shared a tiny bit, just enough that made me want to share another tiny bit. So then I came back, fed off his energy, talked about my issue, and we had a whole back and forth going, right? We didn't because, and here's the thing: if I would have just threw everything on him, one, he wouldn't have even been able to talk. For two, the chances of that decreasing the quality of the conversation start to increase. The chances are pretty high that the quality is going to drop, but by me dropping everything, by me dropping just all the issues and blah 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 on him. I didn't do that, right? I made him want to know, and then I made him feel comfortable enough to tell me. I don't know if that makes sense. Hopefully it does. Right? So you don't give away everything right away because you want that person to be thinking something else. You want that person to be thinking a little bit deeper. You want them to ask because you want them to be engaged, or you want them to feel comfortable enough to say a little bit of their part of their story as well. Right? And that's it. That's all I got for y'all. Embrace embrace the awkwardness. Talk about it. Talk about it. Laugh about it. Ask why there's awkwardness. Um, the next thing was talk about things that people are actually interested in. I gave you guys two: relationships and money. The next conversation you have with somebody, whether if it's somebody you like or if it's just your homies, talk about relationships, talk about money. I bet you that's going to be a long conversation. I bet you it's going to be a good conversation, right? The next thing is when you're talking to somebody about certain specific things, not everything, but specific things, don't drop all the information onto them. You can tell them and leave a part and then let them talk. Leave a part out and then let them talk. And then once they start talking, you feed off their energy. And then the conversation goes back and forth. And then 5 minutes later, you guys are literally having a deep conversation. And 5 minutes, the previous 5 minutes, if somebody would ask you guys both probably would have said, "Oh, I'm not sharing anything with that person." But then you guys fed off each other's energy, and 5, 6 minutes later, you guys are literally breaking down, having the best conversations y'all have ever had throughout the whole year. And I'm telling you, that's how it works. If you agree, if you disagree, let me know. Comment something. Let me know your thoughts. But that's it. Um, I'm tired. I think it's like 1 a.m. right now. But I told myself that I'm gonna upload 7 days in a row. So even if this is a bad video, I'm gonna upload. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I'll upload it, and I'll just learn from it. And that's it. I'm out.